In the animal world, everything is very similar. The same different adults with their own characters, manners and appearance, and the same touching and charming their young. As a child grows up, whether it's a baby bird, kitten or puppy, they become like their parents. Do you think the hedgehog has needles and the owl has such big eyes since birth? Let's see what newborns look like and how they transform over time. Look at the photo. You also did not immediately understand what animal's cub is in front of you. This baby is a newborn fox cub. From birth, babies are covered with dark brown hair. They look like pups. The only difference is the white tip of the tail. See and hear the young foxes only from the age of 2 weeks. At the same time, they have their first teeth. 5 weeks after birth, the foxes go for their first walks out of the den. At the age of 3 months, they can already hunt. They become fully independent after 5 months. It is noteworthy that both parents raise their children. This is insanely cute. What is this cute chicken? Found out? It's a baby owl. It doesn't look like it's going to be a great hunter. This funny look is given to it by the white down that covers the body of the chick from birth. Up to 6 babies live in one nest at the same time. The mother does not leave the nest for more than 3 weeks, protecting the offspring, and the father brings food to his babies. In 3 weeks, the chicks are ready for their first flight. By this time, the colour of their feathers becomes like that of adults, a protective grey-brown colour. Find out what wonderful creatures they are? Of course, they're baby hedgehogs. The main question that arises at the sight of these babies: where are the needles? The fact is that a hedgehog is born without them at all. After a few hours, soft needles appear on its body, more like feathers. Nature is so designed not to injure their brothers and mother at birth. The first real needles in the hedgehog begin to grow after 2 to 3 days. After 2 weeks, the cute pink balls have become overgrown with needles. They open their eyes. A week later, the babies will have teeth. By the way, even at this age, hedgehogs can already curl into a ball. On the first walk, the kids go out with their mother. They rub against each other to avoid getting lost. Mother hedgehog closely monitors that none of the kids do not lag behind. The task is more difficult. It's not easy to guess immediately who is in front of us in the photo. Tiny, only 1.5 centimeters in length, blind and deaf, and their tails are so small, almost invisible. There can be from 6 to 12 such babies in one nest. You guessed it, these are newborn mice. With pink skin, they won't be long. Already on the first day after the birth, their skin colour will change to grey. After 2 to 3 days, the first light brown hairs will appear, and their eyes will open in a week. Look, this baby is like a toy. As a rule, hippos are born in water. The weight of a newborn hippo is usually about 40 kilos. Its body is 1 meter long and about 50 centimeters wide at the shoulders. After the cub is born, the mother pushes it to the surface of the water to breathe. Surprisingly, the baby hippo is one of the few mammals that can suck milk underwater. While in the water, the cubs cover their noses and press their ears down to keep out the water. Most of the time, babies spend on their mother's back because it's safer and warmer there. When pandas are first born, they look completely different from adults. The panda cub is very tiny, blind, pink, and practically has no hair. Its average birth weight is only 100 grams and its body length about 12 centimeters. The baby's paws are so weak that it can't hold on to them at all. Around the 7th day, dark spots appear on the skin of the cubs, and in the 2nd week, black fur begins to grow. They begin to walk as much as 3 months, but even then only a meter while staggering and falling. At the age of 1 month, their eyes open completely and their black and white fur grows. After that, the crumbs gradually become familiar to everyone. Giraffes give birth standing up, so the baby at the birth falls from a height of about 2 meters. But do not worry, because injuries when falling, baby giraffe does not get. By the way, just imagine the growth of these cuties at birth is 180 centimeters. An hour after its appearance, the baby's on its feet. A few more hours, it can run. Small giraffes are born without horns, but at the place of their appearance there is a tuft of dark hair under which there are cartilages. As they grow older, these cartilages harden, turning into horns that gradually grow. What are these kittens? This is the offspring of a cheetah. Cheetahs have an average of 2 to 6 kittens. Look at these cute, clumsy cubs. Baby cheetah is easily distinguished from kittens of other cat species by its long silver mane. The colour contrasts cardinally with the dark colour of the sides, which almost do not show their characteristic spots. The silvery comb is called a mantle. Nature created this feature to protect the babies from predators. The enemy will think this is not a cheetah, but honey badger, and go away. At 3 months of age, baby cheetahs begin to change colour. This baby seems so cute that we really want to take care of it. In most bears, the difference in weight between adults and newborn cubs is about 1,000 times, but the cubs grow incredibly fast. Newborn polar bears are helpless and have a mass of only 2 kilograms. At first, they're covered with thin fur that practically does not protect them from the cold. Therefore, in the first weeks of their life, the female does not leave the den. These clumsy babies do not open their eyes immediately, but a whole month after birth. 2-month-old babies are already beginning to crawl out of the den, but to leave it completely when they reach 3 months. In front of you are the offspring of such a noble animal as a horse. Foals almost immediately after their appearance become on their feet. It looks insanely cute. They quickly learn to walk, and at first look it's very clumsy, since their limbs are not completely straightened. Their tendons will eventually become stronger and their legs will align. The cubs have soft fur, a fluffy mane and tail. Small foals are very playful. They jump, frolic, play with their peers and their mother, who's not a step behind them. From the first hours of life, the foals copy her behaviour in everything. What is this baby that's fed from a teat? The weight of a newborn raccoon is about 75 grams. Babies like kittens appear blind, deaf and helpless. They have no teeth, and it's only after 3 weeks that raccoon cubs begin to hear and see. The babies have short fur of a light brown shade. Distinctive rings on the tail and a stripe on the head appear after 10 days of life. Raccoons love to eat, so at first their mother of raccoons has to feed them at least 20 times a day. Therefore, in the month of their life, they begin to grow rapidly. At 4 to 5 months, raccoons are able to forage on their own. By the first year of life, raccoons become adults. And these babies want to caress. Penguin chicks hatch blind with thick down on their bodies and do not see until a couple of weeks later. The weight of a newborn penguin depends on the species and can reach 300 grams. Despite the care of parents, more than 60% of chicks die from starvation, low temperatures and attacks. For about 20 days, the penguin chicks are under constant care, but after 3 weeks of care, the parents leave their children, only occasionally bringing them food. Until the first molt, the penguins are exclusively on land, first dipping into the water only with appearances of thick, almost waterproof plumage. A newborn rhinoceros weighs about 50 kilograms. When a cute baby is born, it has a well-defined bump on its head. This is the future weapon of the rhinoceros, the horn. The baby's born full of strength and energy, as it's already at most an hour after birth. It's firmly on its feet and follows its mother. When his mother is pregnant again, the little rhino either goes away in search of a new home or is separated from his mother for a while until a younger brother or sister grows up. Well, what fascinating animals. Platypus cubs are born naked and blind. Their body length does not exceed 2.5 to 3 centimeters. To hatch, the baby breaks through the shell of the egg with a special tooth, which immediately falls off after leaving. Turning over on her back, the female places the hatchling cubs on her belly. Small platypuses open their eyes about 3 months, and breastfeeding continues for up to 4 months after that. After that, the kids begin to gradually leave the burrow and hunt on their own. Sexual maturity of young platypuses occur at the age of 12 months. Newborn baby animals look so touching that you could look at them endlessly. Which animals in infancy surprised you the most? Thanks for watching, and click the bell button to subscribe.